In British Columbia, we have per capita some of the best sales of electric vehicles. But there are a lot more people would buy them, but they want to know that if I'm going to be driving this car, I have some place to plug in between going to work and on the way home to pick up the kids and take them to soccer or whatever. That a lot of people have range anxiety. So our big concern is, yeah, we'd love to get everybody into an electric vehicle, but the infrastructure is not there. So my name's Blair Qualley. I'm the president and CEO of the New Car Dealers Association of BC. So we manage the clean energy vehicle program for the province of British Columbia. So we've been doing that for 6 years. BC has been a strong leader. We've had a carbon tax in British Columbia for a long time. We've put a price on carbon in our province, and globally we are one of the first jurisdictions to do that. So British Columbia is doing a great job. We just want to do a little more.
It's not that easy. To charge an electric car from a home outlet is too slow. And fast chargers, well, that's nice, but it's a big problem for grid operators, because all of a sudden you have those cars and they try to use so much energy so quickly that they really get a problem. I'm Auke Hoekstra and I'm from the Technical University of Eindhoven. It's a Dutch university that does a lot of research into mobility, and especially electric mobility. In the future, we'll have electric cars driving on renewable energy, right? That's the way forward. And in most countries, that means solar and wind. But the sun is not always shining, the wind is not always blowing. The great thing about electric cars is that they can basically charge a little bit later or earlier and match when the sun is shining and when the wind is blowing. We call that demand response. It's something that's really new for grid operators to do on a larger scale and to do with electric vehicles. But if we have good open standards in place to arrange that kind of thing, it could be a super interesting industry, and we make sure that we use all the wind and all the solar that's available at the time that it is available.
Norway is ahead of the rest of the world really when it comes to EV uptake. Last year about 17% of all cars sold in Norway were fully electric cars and 5% plug-in hybrids. So far this year it's 20-30% of all car sales are EVs. Norway is really entering an early mass market. This means that we have a lot of knowledge that is important to share. I'm Christina Vu and I'm the Secretary General of the Norwegian EV Association. This is the EV Owner Association in Norway. We currently have 35,000 members and 12 employees. We have a lot of incentives in place. First of all, the cars can actually compete price-wise when it comes in comparison to normal cars. That is because normal cars have very high purchase taxes, whereas the fully electric cars are actually exempt from purchase tax, and they're also exempt from VAT, 25%. If you, for example, want to buy an electric Golf, it's even a little bit cheaper than a normal Golf in Norway. And that is, this is the way it has to be, because you can't expect consumers to pay thousands and thousands for a technology that they're actually a little bit unsure of. We are the first, as I said, this is the first country that is entering an early mass market. And for example, charging stations are being more and more heavily used. And we've seen that a lot of the technology hasn't been good enough for heavy usage. In other countries, they might be used once or twice a day. In Norway, it's in use all the time. And you see that quite a lot of the companies that are producing charging infrastructures or chargers, they have had to develop better technology to make this work. For example, after 3 or 4 months in Norway, often a charger can look almost broken because the quality hasn't been good enough.